Voltron Network.
So, shall we begin?
You are now tuned into Talking at the Movies with your hosts, Eddie, Salim, and Mo.
Yeah, well, the only reason why we didn't do last week is because you had to go dinner and I couldn't do Sunday.
No, you said you couldn't do it. I was what would I do? Yeah, I went to dinner, but I didn't go out till like 7:30.
Yeah, I would have been alright for the evening, but not the early day, so...
Yeah, and then you go to me, oh, let's do it on Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday. Yes, Sunday, yeah. But last week's one was a wash.
Oh, I can't remember.
What's been happening, man? What's been happening?
What's been happening, man? So, I don't know if you've been keeping track of like the WhatsApp, but I have just booked Star Trek Destination in Birmingham tickets with a whole bunch of photo shoots.
You're going all the way to Birmingham. See, I might have been curious to do it if it was in London, but I can't be asked to go all the way up there.
Well, there is that. I'm actually booking the thing thinking, on the day, it's a Saturday, I'm going to have to get up early, and I don't get up early, and I'm going to have to get to Euston by a certain time to get on my train.
Why don't you get like a B&B or a little hotel over there on Friday?
I did consider that, but I thought, because it's so late now, that all the hotels are probably booked up, and they probably really jacked up the prices.
It's not going to be that popular, man. You remember last time down here, it was freaking empty.
Well, I think it's at the NEC. Remember, like, it's not London. Birmingham's like quite a small city, so it's the NEC, which is outside of Birmingham. So imagine any hotel within the vicinity is probably chock.
Mo, you've been living on your own for a while. How the fuck do you stop yourself from turning into, like, a hoarder? You know, like people you see on TV that just have crap in their houses, like... It's like, I feel like I'm holding on by my fingertips.
It's very difficult. You just have to let go.
That's the thing. I feel like one day I feel like, yeah, I can't be asked to clean the floors. I'll do it like tomorrow. And then tomorrow it just feels like I'm wading through trash bags and newspapers.
Well, but that's a bit different. Trash just go in the bin as soon as you don't need it anymore.
Well, I'm putting things in the bin, but it's just I don't know. I just want to slog out.
What have you got on the floor?
Well, nothing. I just got wood floors, but I need a maid. I need a slave. That's what I need.
No, you just need to get into that routine. Like for me at the weekend, I know things I have to do before I do anything else. Food shopping, cooking, change the sheets, hoover, put the washing on. That has to happen.
See, I do that, but then you kind of think, let me just nap for about 10 minutes, and then, that 10 minutes becomes 30 minutes, and, let me watch something, and it's just like, I can't be bothered.
I have all of that as well, but you just have to get into that, like, mindset that no one else is going to do it.
I need a wife or a slave.
You say that. I came across a video yesterday. I haven't actually watched it yet on YouTube, but the title of the video was, "Can you really order a mail order bride?"
Yeah, well, no people do that from Russia. Dude, I see people at work with their little Thai brides and their European...
Yeah, see, like the Thai brides, yeah, I'm not entirely sure I would do a Russian one, because that just feels like you're asking to be caught.
Yeah. It sounds like you're considering doing a Thai one.
Well, like when I went to Thailand a few years ago, you know what my mum said to me? She goes, you should get yourself a Thai wife. Thai girls are very respectable and nice and hardworking.
Wow, she said that. Holy shit. Why didn't you?
Why didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, that's because I was silly.
Anyway, let's get to it. I'm EDERIECE Antonio.
And I'm Mo.
And yes, later in the program, there will be a Venom review featuring, yes, Salim. He's come out of the woodwork. You managed to tease him out with a plate of biryani, and he's finally come back into the sunlight. Well, before we get to that Venom review, why didn't you go?
I was going to say, you've had like 2 weeks, so surely you've watched like loads of stuff.
I have gotten into, I did start into Ozarks. I'm about halfway through that.
Oh yeah? What do you think?
Oh, so good, so good.
It's HBO level quality, that show, isn't it?
It is. And it's like, how do you, I don't know how he does it. Like,
Jason Bateman?
Yeah, like how the stress, how does he not collapse?
Have you noticed that look that he's got? You know, like when someone's giving him a really hard time? and he just looks at him, and then he looks down, and he takes a deep breath, he composes himself, and he says, well, now, Ruth, and then like just goes into it so calmly.
Well, that's a Jason Bateman sort of patented, yeah. You can imagine, like, he's someone who, there was an episode recently where they were talking about him being like, he asked the woman in the Blue Oyster, like, am I soulless or am I cold? And you get a sense that he really is just cut off. Like, could you deal with somebody who's like that? Just robotic.
Well, I guess, like, after you do things repeatedly over and over again, like, the first time you're probably quite cut up about it, but after a while it's kind of like, well, I think he lays it quite bare at some point, doesn't he? Like, if we don't do this, we're killed. We're going to get killed. Our kids are going to get killed.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can to keep us alive.
He is right. He's functioning on the level he needs to, but just being around him, you imagine, like, you ask yourself, why does the wife stick around, man? It's like, seriously.
Well, I think the wife, she's just as bad, really, isn't she?
In her own way, yeah.
In her own way, she is just as bad, if not worse. She's done, like, some despicable things, like, she basically blackmailed, she set up that senator and then blackmailed him.
Yeah. That was a bit of a surprise. The reporter comes to ask him, I want to talk, close the door, bang.
Yeah. And she feels a little bit guilty, so she tries to set up this charity. She goes to this, like, woman's home and tries to make nice talks with her and brings her a casserole.
And then gives her a dressing down in private, like, you
Yeah.
need to do this. Like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
fuck. But the Snells as well, I'm loving them.
Oh my god, what a fucked up couple those two are.
That wife, though, she creeps me out. She's like, she's on edge every minute.
It's like, how did those two manage to, like, stay married for so long?
It's because he's so calm. Like, she's so crazy, but he just seems to be way more.
Oh yeah, you wait till the end of the season, you ain't seen shit yet.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Those two are, like, they are like like, if you were to look up dysfunctional couple in a dictionary, there would be a picture of those two.
Whew. Okay. Got me excited. And the blonde chick. Ah, man. That poor girl. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was saying, out of all of the characters, she's one of these ones I think she might be my favourite because she really is trying to redeem herself and actually do best for her family. And she's trying to make do with the best of a real shitty situation.
Yeah, that fucking dad, though, man. Oh, he's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of work. And literally, like, in that first episode when he comes out of prison, like, she's arranged like a hooker and everything for him.
That's so fucked up.
And then he's like, next time I want to block.
It's like, wow. And even when she's trying to achieve something, she's trying to buy the house with the picket fence, and he's like, what, we don't need that. We're whatever the fuck they're called. We don't strive for good things. Yeah. We're happy here in the trash.
He really is just like a piece of shit.
I'm thinking like that.
At some point, if she got a gun and shot him, like, I would absolutely feel no remorse.
You're like, yep.
But you could not blame her.
Nope, sounds about right. Yeah. Do you think there are people like that? There have to be, innit? People that just don't want their siblings or their friends to achieve anything more different. It's like, why? This is good enough.
Well, he seemed to do it from a very selfish point of view. He was trying to get her into a very controlling kind of position, so she would help him steal his money, basically. Yeah,
but she had plans. She was making money. It's like, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, but to him it was like, why are you being like the dog and going and working in an office when, like, you could, like, have the big bucks?
Oh, that FBI agent. Shit, he is a... Ooh.
Oh yeah, he got royally screwed as well, didn't he, in the end?
I ain't got to the end yet, don't ruin it.
No, not in the end, but, like, have you seen the bit where Marty has to deal with him?
I'm at the point where he's, like, raided the Snell's land and found the bones, and that's turned out to be nothing.
Right, okay, so still, yeah.
So there's still some stuff.
Yeah, I won't say too much more then.
But he's a piece of shit, man. Damn. So, yeah, I'm loving it. It's just, literally...
Well, you know, you say he's a piece of shit, but it's actually, he is the good guy. It is actually his job to bring Marty to justice, because Marty is the criminal.
Yeah, but he's throwing bodies on the bonfire in order to get there. It's like, he doesn't care about the cost of anybody. It seems to just
But then why he doesn't care about the cost of anything either?
But he's trying to look after people around him. He's trying to minimize the damage. Like, he seems to just get pulled into these shitty situations, but he's trying to help people on the way. Whereas the FBI guy, he's happy to just like enable that chick as being a drug addict and giving her Oxycontin and setting up the blonde chick with like the mafia that she could end up getting killed. Like, he just don't care.
There is the bit, where he sets her up, isn't it, the roof?
Yeah.
That bit is mess. That is like completely screwed up.
And even when his own colleagues, the black guy who he's obviously still in love with, tries to give him better advice, and he's just sabotage it. It's like a piece of shit. Come on.
Yeah, great show.
Yeah, better than season 1 so far, definitely. Way better.
Oh yeah, I don't think there's a single episode where you're kind of like bored or anything. It's just fantastic the whole way through.
Yeah, thumbs up so far. And annoyingly, I've watched a few Voyagers, which have kind of become my little lounge entertainment when I come home from
Star
work.
Trek Voyager.
Yeah. Always skipping like the Dakota and all of those episodes, but yeah. God 7 and 9, Jerry Ryan. Fuck.
So did you see Netflix recently published a list of episodes that are most repeatedly watched of the Star Trek shows? And I think something like 8 of the top 10 were Voyager episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, not really surprising. Now get me guess, they're 7 and 9 heavy episodes.
Oh, I think they probably all are.
Damn, man. So what have you been watching?
So, I went a week before last to watch Crazy Young Asians. No, that's not it. Was it Crazy Rich Asians?
Crazy Rich Asians. Ah, yes.
Yeah, so I thought that was coming out in the cinema, like, in November, but I was looking for the listings for stuff. I can't remember what it was.
2 weeks ago.
I noticed it, yeah. And I was like, damn, that's on. So I decided to go and watch it.
And?
I enjoyed it. It's not like, it's not at the level of watching something like, say, like My Sassy Girl. It's sort of like very, very Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's a really enjoyable movie, but it's got no emotional depth to it.
Was it?
And what I mean by that is there's no like real stakes, and when there are stakes, they're like very easily resolved.
Well, isn't it just a comedy?
It's like a rom-com, isn't it? So like you've got Constance Wu, who's the mother from Fresh Off the Boat, who is just absolutely insanely gorgeous, right? Who plays this? She's a professor of economics, right? So to you and me, that's a woman who's like incredibly well educated, has got like a really good job, works at a really good university, right? So she goes to Singapore with her boyfriend, who she doesn't realise is this like really rich guy who's like as part of this like founding family of Singapore who basically owns everything.
Damn.
And the mother just goes, once the mother's met her, she just pulls her into private and goes, "You will never be good enough to marry into this family."
It's fucked up, man.
Yeah, so that's basically the story of how she tries to like get the acceptance and then doesn't, and then some crazy shit happens. There are some very good supporting characters, like the crazy cousin Bernard, who's a bit ambiguous. You don't know whether is he campy or not, or gay.
Every Eastern Asian actor in Hollywood is supposed to be in this. And I was listening to like Bobby Lee. If you know who Bobby Lee is?
Who's Bobby Lee?
Like a comedic actor in Hollywood and a stand-up. And I listened to his podcast, Tiger Belly, and he was offered a role in this, and out of pride, he was like, "Nah, don't want to do this." And it seems to be like the biggest regret for him because everybody's in it, and it's been a success. They're already talking about a sequel.
Oh yes, I know who Bobby Lee is now. Looking at his picture,
yeah. Literally,
it's got every Asian actor from Hollywood's in it. Yeah. And I think some people have found that to be a little bit hard to swallow. So I think if you go to like Reddit and some forums, some people are saying, well, they're trying to make a movie about Asia without actually having any Asian actors. They kept referring to them, these are all Americans, they're not Asians.
Yeah, that's dumb, isn't it? That's really...
And you know what's funny? They actually do that in the movie as well, where the Michelle Yeoh's character is going, she's not Chinese, she's American.
This is kind of like the opposite of how your mum would be when you finally meet whoever you end up winding up with. It's like, thank you, marry him quick. You're perfect for the
Just get
family.
married now. You're getting old. Just sort it out.
Exactly.
No, well, I would say it is a very enjoyable movie. There are some very funny bits. There are some bits in there where I'm sure, like, even the richest of rich people would probably feel sick on how rich these people are portrayed to be in this movie. Some of the homes are just absolutely gorgeous.
Wow. How much of it is in Asia?
Most of it. So it's only the very beginning set in the US, and then the rest of the movie is all in Singapore.
Oh.
When I say that, I mean, I don't know where it was filmed.
Yeah, okay. But can you see where it's going to go then? Because apparently there's like a couple of books that this is based on.
So it is based on a book. I can't really see where it would go with a sequel, but I'd be more than happy to watch a sequel because it's still one of those. It's a nice feel-good movie.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched one of those.
Yeah. I checked out a new show. So you know we've got the new fall TV season starting.
Yeah.
So I've pretty much given up trying most of these new shows, but one caught my eye simply because the executive producer on it is Robert Zemeckis.
Oh.
And it's called Manifest. Now, the story behind Manifest is that right at the beginning of the show, there are two families. They're on holiday. There's one family. They're on a holiday. They're at the airport, and for whatever reason, half the family gets split up. One goes on one plane, the other half goes on another plane. That second plane, when it arrives in New York, basically arrives 5 years after it took off.
Whoa, that's my sort of show. I love that.
Yeah. So literally they land, and the people on board obviously are not aware, like they haven't aged or anything. So there's this whole mystery about like what's happened. So there's a thing on there, like when there was one of the children from the family, he had leukemia, and he only had 6 months to live. But now, because it's 5 years in the future, they now have other options in treating him.
Holy shit. So
things like that.
Is this what you think is going to happen to that Singapore Airlines plane that disappeared a couple of years ago?
They're just going to arrive one day with everybody still on it.
Isn't it? Just oblivious to what the hell's going on. Like, what's the fuss?
Yeah. But it's a really cool concept because you've obviously got people having to deal with 5 years having gone by. So, like one of them's a detective. Obviously, she hasn't been at work for a while. Like, her apartment's gone. Her boyfriend got married to somebody else in the meantime.
Damn.
Their mother passed away. So there's stuff like that.
Damn.
But I also do wonder how quickly it's just evolved into like a bit of melodrama, where they're not really tackling the bigger story. But it has got vibes of the 4400. So that's why I think I'll stick with it for a bit.
Is there any clues to what happened? Is there like some Bermuda Triangle type shit?
So there's no real clues, but there does seem to be a supernatural element because the main protagonist, they start to hear voices that are guiding them. So they keep hearing things like slow down or free them, and these sort of clues help them to like save a boy from getting run over, and in saving some young girls who've been kidnapped.
Damn. How would you deal with that? Would you like to kind of like skip forward? Well, if you had the option, skip forward 5 years, you haven't aged, or go back 5 years, what would you choose? Well, 10 years. Make it 10 years. More interesting.
So you could go back 10 years.
Yeah. Back or forward.
And you would know everything that you know now.
Yes.
Right. So I would go back 10 years, make some great investments.
Yes.
Play the lottery. Play some football bets.
Yes.
Not, do things that have happened in my life differently.
Yeah.
Then
Oh.
back in 2018, really rich.
Yeah, I think I know one particular thing you'd do very differently. Not to pry too deeply, but how's that situation working out now?
Oh, yeah, I still need to take care of that.
Oh, jeez, God.
Yeah.
That's dragging on.
So I did watch most of Iron Fist. I've got 2 episodes left.
Oh, so how did you feel about it?
So it is more cohesive.
Yeah.
I still think they could have probably cut an episode here or there because there were 1 or 2 episodes where not a lot happened.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I don't seem to have the same drive to watch the next episode after episode like I did with the first season.
Yeah, that's true.
And so the last episode I watched was where Danny goes to Colleen that he doesn't think he should get the fist back and it should go to her.
Ah, okay. How do you feel?
Yes.
How do you feel about the characterization of the various, like Colleen, for instance? Feel she's better?
So, well, I didn't have a problem with her in the first series. The one thing I found really odd was that she was so hesitant to like train Danny. Like when he really needed her help, she's like, "Nah, I don't want to do that."
Yeah, that was a bit weird because he's already an expert of kung fu, so it was kind of weird that he needed to be
Oh
trained.
yeah, that was also really weird. Like he was like the immortal Iron Fist. Like he's been training from birth. I know Colleen's also supposed to have trained a lot, but like I'm sure she didn't go through stuff like he and Davos went through.
Yeah. Ah, what do you think of Davos?
Davos is just like some sort of psychopath, really, isn't it?
I know, man.
Just like trying to do good, but just by killing people.
I know. It's like the most backwards way of cleaning up the
like
city.
When he goes to help, when he goes to that Chinese restaurant owner, and he goes, "Don't worry, you don't have to pay any protection money to me. I'm a good man. I'm doing this because I want to do it for the community or whatever." And then he ends up killing the two.
Yeah, punching through his fucking chest. Like, what the fuck? So mad. Yeah, it's Yeah, I really enjoyed this season, man. So yeah, keep going. It's got like, still a lot of interesting things to come.
And I know I will do. I'll probably finish the next 2 episodes off over the next couple of nights. And one of my best shows from previous seasons has just returned, The Good Place.
I have no interest to go back to it, even though I didn't think it was bad or anything. But I don't know, I just can't be asked.
So
Convince me.
Convince me. They really mix it up each season. So each season is very different. So this one, like, because you haven't seen all the season 2, I don't know whether I should spoil it for you.
Yeah, go on.
Right, so at the end of season 2, what they do is they go to see the judge, and the judge basically sends them back to Earth, because Ted Danson basically makes the argument saying that he reckons that they could actually learn to be proper human beings. They do this as an experiment. So it's almost like now, it's like watching an experiment happen, that these people have been to the bad place, they've got no memory of it, they've been given a second chance, they've just missed their life or death sort of moment, and will that make them better people?
Okay. So far, has it?
Yeah, it's good. It's I think they're actually leaving the comedy elements out of it a lot more now.
Oh.
And I think they are dealing with it more at like a philosophical level.
How do they do that with the dumb guy?
Oh, I mean, there's still funny stuff in there, and he's still very, very dumb.
Yeah. Is he still a DJ?
Sorry?
Is he still a DJ?
No, he tries to be, in the first episode of season 1, he tries to do this thing where he organises a dance troupe.
Okay.
So how do you want to start this? Oh, you just want to freestyle it?
Yeah. It's just for the review, isn't it? So
Alright. Is it a spoiler?
Yeah. We're gonna go the whole hog. It's been out a while now. So guys, as promised, we are joined by finally, of being able to coax him out of his hiding place. Mr. Roger is back.
Yay! It's another. It truly is. It feels absolutely unbelievable. I've been away for such a long time.
The guy who swore he would return every week. He said, it doesn't matter.
Man.
I'll be back. It doesn't matter. I'll still be on the phone. And then he disappears for nearly 2 months.
Hey, listen, you guys, you just said, look, in actual fact, don't even try it, because I was the one that said, dude, if you have not seen Venom, Mo's not going to watch it because he doesn't like anything that's
2 months after you vanished. Don't try it. 2 months after you vanished, don't try it.
I said, hey, dude, who was the one who contacted? I contacted you. You did not contact me. I was the one who said, Eddie, do you want to do the Venom review? He's like, because Mo ain't doing it, I might as well do it with you because you've seen the film and he hasn't. So I just want to say I'm the one who's really pushing this review, people.
Wow. Tried to get him back multiple times, brushed off. Having too much fun. But anyway, so how's it been? Before we get into the Venom review, give the people a little rundown on what the hell you've been doing.
just so basically, my main focus has been trying to basically just connecting with anyone and everyone within the film industry in Pakistan. The industry is growing rapidly. I just want to be a part of it. So, obviously, trying to direct something here. There are a number of opportunities that have popped up, such as promo producer, director for an elite news channel that's supposed to be airing. That's meant to be like Al Jazeera and BBC, but I'm not happy with the contract, so that's probably not going to go ahead. So my main focus is actually looking at dramas and just seeing if I could direct a drama here. And just keep on going from there. I mean, it's always been the passion, man. So I'm very fortunate enough to have this opportunity. So yeah, dude. So that's my main focus, and that's what I've been concentrating on. But I've also been doing a lot of traveling, Eddie, as you know. Mm-hmm. And I've got to say, man, that I've seen some absolutely amazing places. So much so that I'm trying to now also get into the tourism industry. So I just want to sort of help this country, if I can, in any way with my sort of skill set, to promote tourism through video vlogs and stuff like that within Pakistan. So that's another one of my sort of aces, if you like, something to fall back on.
Mm-hmm. And you been recruited yet?
Trusting you to come out with something as ridiculous as that.
All I see is pictures of you in the mountains.
I've just told you everything that I've been going for.
Yes, and I've seen no evidence of any of it. I've seen no evidence of any film contacts, any studios. I've seen pictures of you in the mountains, usually where those training camps are located. So tell the truth.
You've been watching too much Conor McGregor and reading up on his tweets at the moment, saying Khabib's a terrorist. Is that what you're saying? Are you recruited by any terrorist organisation? No, Eddie, I have not.
Those words never came out of my mouth. Let's get into it then. Venom, we both saw it. Your first impressions?
So there's been a lot of negative reviews out there, and I think I took that with me when I went to the cinema, but I wasn't. So can you still hear me? Just got a message coming through. But I was expecting something so bad to what I saw. And what I was watching, I actually didn't mind it too much. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was good enough, for an introduction to Venom. Yeah, sure. I would have wanted more. I would have wanted a bad guy and a couple of other things to be different, which we'll go into soon. But
say it.
Overall,
I
didn't mind it.
Say it.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
No, say it. Say what you wanted. You wanted more.
No, I didn't. What?
It's your. You have to say it. It's your motto. You wanted to see more.
Character development.
There you go.
So I wanted. I just wanted to. There's a number of things that I wanted from the film, but overall I didn't mind it, Eddie, man. And we'll go into it a bit more. But tell me, what did you think of it back in the UK?
Pretty much the same, to be honest. Like, heard a lot of negativity towards it, but also heard mixed positivity. It was odd. So I went in not really expecting much, and yeah, it's like a bad film that's enjoyable. Like, I didn't feel bad that I saw it. See, it's like there's a lot of problems, but there's a lot of fun as well. So to break down the characters, I enjoyed Tom Hardy and the relationship he has with Venom. Venom himself is really good. They did a really good job in like making him look how he should look in the comics compared to how he was in Spider-Man 3. This Venom was definitely way better. And the way that they just talk to each other and insult each other and argue and bicker, I really enjoyed that.
I think that was the high point of the film. Anyone that you speak to will tell you that relationship of Tom Hardy trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Am I going insane? Do I have actually a parasite? What is going on? I can't understand. like constantly feeling hungry, and the different camera shots that they were using to show like Tom Hardy kind of looking like super stressed out or drowsy, and that sort of weird effects that they have on that they put together. I thought that was without a doubt the most strongest part of the film, just his relationship with Venom, and I really liked a lot of what Venom had to say as well. So his script, I liked it. I liked Tom Hardy's lines with Venom, and it was a very, very interesting relationship that they had.
It was. I really did like it. What do you think of Riz Ahmed, the big bad guy?
Yeah. So that was one of my biggest disappointments. I mean, like, corporate overlord, taking, finding this
symbiote,
this alien, if you like, symbiote, and wanting to do like more harm than good. I mean, we've seen it a number of times. I didn't feel he really had to do too much with that character.
Yeah.
I've seen Riz Ahmed in a number of different projects, and I think he's a really, really good actor.
He's a wicked actor.
It was.
He had no motivation really.
Actor.
There was no what the hell was his end game? It was. Yeah, it just didn't seem to make sense why he's willing to go so far and do so much shitty things.
That's another thing. There wasn't really, why was he doing what he was doing? I mean, he's just like a complete dickhead, but with children, he seems to be very, very nice. Like, hey, you get this badge because you are the one that speaks out. And
But then 2 scenes later, his assistant speaks out and he freaking kills her by sticking her in the room with a symbiote.
Yeah, it just, I'd give it that speech to the first guy that was killed by the symbiote as well. Like, giving the whole God speech. I think it was really, really weak, and it's a shame because you've got Tom Hardy, who's a brilliant actor, you've got Riz Ahmed, who's a very good actor, and then you think to yourself, like, what magic are they going to create on screen? And every single scene that they had together, or whatever was going on with Riz Ahmed, was just incredibly, incredibly weak, and it's disappointing. It really is, because we've seen this a number of times in superhero films where you've got this really weak bad guy, and again, here is another situation where you get exactly that.
Yeah. What do you think of Michelle Williams?
Yeah, Michelle Williams. Again, like...
Were you...
It's like...
were you as annoyed as I was with her? Like, he did... Like, don't get me wrong. Tom fucked up. Tom Hardy fucked up. Got her fired, got himself fired. But it wasn't like he didn't cheat on her, he didn't beat her, he didn't do anything that was like just completely... Like, the fact that she just dumped him so quickly... It's like she's engaged to the guy. Like, if they were just dating regularly, then I could get it. But they're supposed to be legitimately in love, and then this one little fuck up, and she completely leaves him. And then what? In the span of a couple of weeks, she shacks up with the doctor.
Yeah, but no, it's a couple of months. But if you look at, sorry if I'm keeping getting cut every now and then. But if you look at that first quarter of that film, the pacing was really quick.
Yeah,
it was super quick. I mean, you were introduced, and I get it. I do understand it, but I wanted to see a bit more of that relationship with Michelle and Tom.
Yeah, they tried to make it.
Didn't
they seem to be so in love, and then just like that. It's like, this bitch. Like, how could you?
No, I wouldn't go so far as calling her a bitch. I don't think. Look, listen, dude. If your girlfriend hacked into your emails and use that in order to get in front or get some information, you would feel betrayed.
And I'll be pissed. She has a right to that. But how quickly she just brushes it all aside. They always hear about people when they're married. Like, they say that there's a challenge, there's obstacles you have to overcome. She didn't overcome anything. It was like one little stumbling block, and she was like, "I'm out, bye."
Dude, that was a pretty bad thing. I mean, she also lost her job. Yeah. And it's not just that she lost her job, but it's like, will she be able to get another job somewhere else after, what happened, because of the fact that, she passing that source over, that information, because, her employment could think that because Tom's her, fiance, like she passed it over to him, and that was top secret stuff. So like,
True.
do you know what I mean?
But take a break for a couple of weeks.
What's that?
Take a break for a couple of weeks. 2 seconds, she's already hooked up with some next dude.
It seems like you're having some relationship crisis, and it's similar to what's going on with Michelle
the love?
And Tom in the film. Is there something you want to tell us, Eddie? Is there something, like, have you just been dumped? Are you going through something that you need to talk about? Like, this is a perfect time to do it. We actually haven't had one of our heart-to-hearts.
No.
Do you want to talk about something?
No.
I didn't, look, dude, I didn't mind that. I do agree I just feel there should have been a bit more sort of, I wanted to see a bit more with them too. When she was introduced, we see a scene where obviously I don't know if they cut this bit out, if you got to see anything in the UK version, but we got to see, their relationship, them going to bed, and then him waking up, and then finding the information or going through a laptop, and then after that they've broken up. So that was very, very quick. Do you know what I mean? That was like 10 minutes of a relationship in the movie, and but we got to see a bit more after that. He comes back into her life. Yeah,
but she seems pretty secure with the Doctor. At no point do you really feel like she's ever gonna leave the Doctor. She seems pretty solid with him. So.
Yeah. I didn't care about them two getting back together. I just wanted to. Their relationship became a bit more comedic after when obviously Venom comes into his life, and it just kind of just felt very weak. I felt that the chemistry between them two on screen wasn't particularly great.
What do you think about that scene where she had the symbiote and she had to bring it to him? She's got this female Venom.
Yeah, that was really sexy, I thought.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really. I mean, it was well done as well. You know what I mean?
She just starts making out with him.
I didn't expect that. That was pretty good because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. You saw the dog looking at Michelle, and I thought, what's going to happen? Is she going to take the dog? But she saves his life, or Venom saves his life, and then through a kiss, Venom's transferred back to Tom Hardy again. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, she actually got to experience Venom, so she kind of knows what Tom is also going through as well. Like, they talk about the power shift and what it does to you and stuff like that very briefly. So I thought that was pretty good that she actually got to experience Venom as well.
I know this is like movie logic and isn't really something you're supposed to question, but I couldn't help but wonder in my head that whenever Venom bites off somebody's head, and just like she did as well, where does that head go? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, but what normally happens when Venom has bit off somebody's head in a comic book?
Well, it's never referred to because it's a comic book. But is it literally inside Tom Hardy's stomach? Does that mean his own jaw had to open up that big to let the head in? Like, is he? It's like, I don't know. It's dumb logic that you're not really supposed to question. But I just couldn't help think, like, where are those body parts? Is Tom a cannibal now?
It's an interesting question. Where does the head go? I have no idea, dude. I have no idea. But no, I didn't. Funny enough, I didn't question that. What did you think of the action scenes in the movie?
I think most of them I enjoyed. The end I wasn't so keen on because it was kind of like, usually I'm not that fussed, but I've only really had an issue when it comes to CG bad guy versus CG good guy. It only really started being annoying for me when I was watching, I think, Black Panther, because I didn't enjoy that one, the end, where it was just those two, because it was just two cartoon characters fighting, and it wasn't very impactful, and it kind of the same with this. But oddly enough, it reminded me of the Hulk movie, but I kind of like that fight in the Hulk movie. That one was actually better done, but yeah, it didn't have any stakes. But the other stuff, when he's like beating down the henchmen and doing all this stuff, I enjoyed that stuff.
Yeah, and also at the same time trying to figure out what's going on. I particularly like the motorcycle scene. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
again, I didn't mind. There was the action scene where the security they come down and they basically try to gas Venom. And then they like taking shots in the dark and stuff, and Venom's just like annihilating everybody.
That was cool, and it's like use those sort of sonic grenade things.
Yeah,
that was disrupting him like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, anything else that really stood out to you that you really liked or really didn't like?
What do you think of Riot?
Which one's Riot again?
That was Riz Ahmed's symbiote.
Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I just, I mean, it wasn't, again, like you said, we kind of expected that, like to, Riot and obviously Venom, like having a big little showdown. But again, it didn't really, it was okay. We've seen it so many times. We've seen CGI characters fighting each other and using their special weapons and their abilities against each other. We've seen it so much. So in the cinema, everyone loved it here, just to let you know. I mean, people were like that scene, that particular scene, that motorcycle scene. Everyone was cheering like Venom on, which is really bizarre. They were, go Venom, go, do it, do it, attack him. So that was really weird to like just experience. Even that people knew who Venom was. But yeah, that particular scene was okay. The end fight scene, I didn't really think. Again, with the Riz's symbiote, you didn't really get to see too much of it, and he had his plan. But again, that was another thing. It was just so quick. It was like, I have a plan, and now the idea is to like launch the shuttle into. Well, back to our planet and call more symbiotes. It was really quick.
Yeah, it seems. It sounds like, from what I read about this film, it sounds like they cut a lot out because I remember reading that they were going to show the planet of the symbiotes, that we were going to get to see it. So the fact that we didn't means there's quite a bit cut out of that. And even Tom Hardy said some of his favourite stuff in this film was cut with him and Venom.
Yeah, I saw that interview as well, and like talking about
do you reckon
that being cut?
Do you reckon this could have been a better movie if it was R-rated? If they didn't have to hold back? 'Cause there were moments where it really felt like this should have been like horror.
Yeah, my sort of our little discussion back and forwards, especially it was good to see it first, and then I watched it after, and it was exactly that. If you said to me, Salim, what sort of Venom movie would you like? I would say I wanted a more darker version of Venom. I don't mind the like jokes and the humor here and there. In actual fact, that between Venom and Tom Hardy, that worked. Especially stuff like him not jumping out the building and him going into the lift and Venom calling him pussy. But I really wanted to see more blood. I wanted to see more violence in the film, and I just I wish it was a bit more darker, because Venom is a very, very dark character.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, did you see the post credits?
So I didn't see all of them. I only saw the one with
Woody Harrelson.
What's his name? What's that?
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah, that's the only one that matters. The one at the end was just the trailer for the animated one. But yeah, so that's for people that aren't sure what was going on there. That character that Woody plays, that was in prison, he becomes Carnage. So they're trying to set things up for the second film. The director said that he didn't want to put Carnage in this one because he felt like, he wanted to concentrate on the Eddie Brock Venom sort of relationship. Because he felt Carnage is more such a big character, which he is. He's a wicked, way more violent version, if you can imagine, of Venom. But blood red. So yeah, so we got Eddie Brock, so we got Woody Harrelson playing that character. So hopefully he's done well, even though the reviews have been bad Financially, it's done really good.
I was reading up about that this morning. That it's actually done pretty well, but better than expected.
Yeah.
Even though you got a lot of people just cussing it. But again, the end scene, I thought, it was okay. They don't really show too much, but I was going to say, where do they go from here? Will we get to see Spider-Man in? I take it at some stage we probably will, but
I don't think so. As far as I know, Kevin Feige has had absolutely nothing to do with this. So I think part of that deal, I guess they wanted this to be so good that they could probably come up with a deal later on that Marvel would let them use Spider-Man, even though they own Spider-Man, but the version of Spider-Man that's in the MCU. But I don't think that's gonna happen, to be honest. But because they showed the Into the Darkness, I forget what it's called, the animated Spider-Man, you still have the option of having the Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen version of Spider-Man in this. So you could just have an alternative universe of Spider-Man. So, it could happen.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? It's a movie that we know that isn't particularly great or good for that matter. I mean, there's a lot of holes in this movie, and there's a lot of moments where you just want to say, really? But it wasn't bad. It was actually one of those movies that you just walk out and say, like, yeah, you know what? That was all right. I know my nephew.
Go on.
I know my nephew Faraz is a massive Venom fan. He had this, he's got these Venom models, and when he was a kid, and I stole them off him. I cheated, and in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, I took them off him.
Typical.
I did give them back in the end, but
sure you did.
But he was really disappointed with the movie. Again, the same points as us, but he wasn't as forgiving as we are towards this film. But yeah,
it's the character though. It's Venom. I like Venom and Eddie together, so that's what saves it. And it's a shame because I really would like to see him interact with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, even though I don't think we will ever get to see that. But it would be cool to see those two kind of interact somehow.
I just want to. I know we've spoken about this before, but with Venom and Tom, that sort of relationship was so good, man. I just seeing Tom Hardy just completely, the first time you even hears Venom's voice and he screams and he goes jumping backwards, it was just, it's done so well. And another thing, you get to see Tom, who's obviously he's to begin with, he's a pretty successful person, but by no means, is he confident in his abilities to do anything when it comes down to, hurting anyone. In actual fact, we see that scene, don't we? Where he's going to get his Chinese lady, the shop that he goes into is going to get robbed, and he doesn't do anything. He doesn't take pictures. He just basically backs away from the whole thing. And even as he's walking out of the shop, it's almost as if that he's actually disappointed in himself that he didn't do anything. But as soon as Venom comes into his life, he just starts becoming more and more confident. I know it helps when you've got Venom in your world, but or you're a superhero, but just to see that development through from the very beginning of how he is, and then towards the very end, even when Venom says, "What do we do next?" and he goes "What do we do next?" Tom says, "Then he goes, we could do anything you want." It's like, raw. That's pretty cool, man.
So, would you rate it? How many spiders out of 5?
So I'm going to be a bit generous with this. So I was thinking I would give it a 3.5. And it's mainly to do with that relationship that is played so well with Venom and Tom. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 stars, man.
Okay, I'm going to give it 3 spiders. I'm going to give it 3 spiders. So, it's in the middle there.
3 spiders is about, that's what I was thinking. But I want to actually, you know what? I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to give it 3 as well.
Don't copy me.
I think, no, it's not that. It's just now I'm just thinking about it. Originally, I gave it 3.5. And now that the more we talk about it, I mean, the relationship isn't enough, man. Like the whole movie has to be complete. So I think I might just give it 3 spiders as well.
Yeah, alright. So yeah, fun if you haven't seen it. It's not great, but there's fun to be had. So give it a check.
Go watch it. Go to cinema and check it out. Honestly, it's not as bad as most people are saying. I'm surprised that Mo would not entertain it in any way, shape, or form. He's too busy spending money on taking pictures with people from Star Trek.
Oh my god, the amount of money he's spending on that. Oh, jeez.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. He's going to get to touch Jerry, Eddie. He's going to get to touch Jerry, Ryan. Oh my god.
But he, a couple of years too late though, man.
He's going to do it as well.
A couple of years too late though, man.
He's going to try to do one where, he's behind her and he's going to be resting his chin on her shoulder. And he's holding her.
He's too damn scared. He'll just stand there. He won't even put his arm around her.
Yeah, actually, what am I talking about? Forget about what I just said. Yeah, he won't even touch her.
No, that's pretty much that. But, while we've got you on the phone, we may as well get your little mini review on what you've seen of Ozark, actually, because me and Mo did mention it this week, or I did, because I've been watching it. So, what are your quick initial thoughts? How many you've watched?
So I just want to say, season 1 of Ozark, I thought was okay. I enjoyed it, but I thought it was okay. Season 2 is just, oh my god. I think I'm on episode 9 at the moment, and every single episode, man, I don't think I've actually seen an episode of Ozark that I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm thoroughly enjoying this show. I love it. I love everyone in the show, how twisted and fucked up everybody is, and how everyone's trying to screw everyone over.
Yeah. And
you've got this family just trying to stick together. It's a really cool idea as well, man. It just is. It is the today's Breaking Bad, if you think about it, right?
Really is.
Yeah.
And I love it. Everyone's a lot more fleshed out. I love the Snells are a lot better this time. The little hillbilly family in the mountains.
I think everything about the show is just brilliant. It just can't fault it in any way.
Nah, definitely not. Have you got started on my end yet? Because I haven't.
No, so my TV viewing has been very, very. It never used to be all that good anyway. But especially now that I'm here, is my internet in Pakistan, and I know that you're running super speeds over there, but here it is really, really bad. And I'd be lucky sometimes to get an episode of a TV show, in. So a lot of the times I'm jacking the other people next door's internet. I literally stand against their wall, trying to hope, or just leave my phone near the cabinet that's next to their wall, so so I could just download it.
Wow. Speaking of which, Doom, see? Perfect. Oh man, see that? We're talking about the internet and then suddenly, boom, his internet dies. You back?
So just as I was talking about internet,
exactly. Perfect. Oh.
Yeah, so it's getting pretty bad now at the moment. So I'm cutting off now. So I think I must say farewell to you people. And when you have a little bit of shame in you could call me up and say, "Hey, let's get that guy on the show that used to be with us. What's his name again? Salim. Yeah, let's get him on the show."
Well, you obviously haven't been listening. You obviously haven't been listening. A lot of our letters have been about there's something missing in the show. You need to get a new third person. What's all of it?
Who said that?
A bunch of people.
Oh, right, okay, well...
It turns out you were the star, Salim. Turns out you were the star of the show.
That makes me feel very... far from it. This is... talking about the movies is Eddie's hard work. If you guys knew all
the hard matter. People love the dick jokes and the abuse in the nephews.
Dick jokes. Listen, people, if you knew all the hard work and energy that Eddie puts into it,
They don't care.
you know. No, but they should care because you do all that. If it wasn't for you, this show would be non-existent, and we wouldn't even have the 2-3 followers that we have. But they need to know. See, it's weird. Since I've come here, I've become more humble, I reckon. I just realized a humble person wouldn't say what I just said.
Exactly.
I think I've become more humble.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah. Exactly. But yeah, we'll try to keep this as like a regular segment for, you know, every other week or something.
Alright, dude. Alright, well, cool, man. I love you and leave you guys, and I'll catch up with you hopefully soon, yeah?
Back to the show.
Cheers, man.
Let's get to the news.
Okay, so I'm not sure how to feel about this, Mo, but Kathleen Kennedy has signed a 3-year extension with Lucasfilm. Is this a good thing or a bad thing?
I am a bit puzzled to the fact that they've signed her for another 3 years but then, having said that, they've only really had one financial failure under her tenureship.
But yes, one financial failure, but overall the franchise has been devalued to a degree. Even the good shit hasn't really performed or been well received. That it's just.
Well, no, I mean, only Solo hasn't achieved financial success, right? Even Last Jedi still broke that $1 million barrier.
Yeah, but the love of it is downgraded. Even when it makes money, you know, Transformers makes money, but everyone hates it now.
I don't know, I think JJ, I guess there is a bit of that because obviously some news came out about other things this week, and actually I'm in a bit of a meh about it, and we'll talk about it in a moment. So on that, I'm not really surprised that they have done this because, like I said, she has run a tight ship. Everything has come in on time. There's only been the one movie that's gone over budget and been a bit of a disaster. From a business point of view, she's done everything right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what do shareholders want? Shareholders don't care if a franchise is loved. They want to know that people running it are making money. And she's making the money. That's what it simply comes down to.
Yeah, but fresh blood, you think it could have done with fresh blood? Someone who has a little slightly different outlook on it, who wouldn't oversaturate it like it's been.
She's just a business person. She's got people under her who's supposed to be doing all that sort of stuff.
But isn't it better to find someone who's on that fence, who is also business minded, like a Kevin Feige, who's business minded, but also has a legit appreciation and love for the product? Those people can't be that hard to find.
I'm sure they can't. I mean, it's not like it's a franchise that nobody wants and that they've struggled to do something with. It is Star Wars, so there should be plenty of those people. But again, you have a business person at the top end, and she's installed Ryan Johnson to rock the franchise now.
Yeah, well, one version of it, not the whole thing. And he's not very much loved by Star Wars fans.
Well, did you see the story this week about apparently all the hate for The Last Jedi wasn't actually from legitimate fans, it was all Russian bots and trolls?
Oh, I'm not going to say all of it, Mo. Come on, because there are plenty of legit people, real people hate it. But yeah, that's one of the rumors.
I don't know. Have you actually met any people that hate The Last Jedi?
I have.
How many people have you met that hate The Last Jedi?
Well, hate's not a word, but there's a lot of, it was alright, or I liked it at the time, but I don't really care to revisit it. Like, a lot of ambivalent outlooks.
Oh, but that's not, ambivalence is not hate. Ambivalence is I can't care one way or the other.
Yeah, but...
Hate is actually, you would get up on a soapbox and actually, this movie was so rubbish because...
Yeah, I don't think we can easily just say all of the bad, buzz on the internet was because of Russian fucking bot farms and trolls and all that.
I think basically if you don't type anything about that movie on the internet, it needs to be prefixed with I'm not Russian or I'm not a bot.
Yeah.
Or I'm not a Russian bot.
Yeah, why the fuck did they target Star Wars? Was this like a practice run?
It's an American staple, isn't it?
Yeah, but how does this benefit them in any way? Unless this is like a dry run for any political stuff they're going to do down the road.
There you go.
That's mad. But I guess let's quickly jump to another thing, which is Star Trek related. I mean, Star Wars. Why do I keep saying Star Trek? See, Star Trek's just embedded itself in my brain lately because of you.
Star Trek is the better franchise. Let's just
God, but no. Keeping with Star Wars, we got a first look of the new TV show, which is in the making, called The Mandalorians. Which who's it done by again?
So it's John Favreau.
That's it, Favreau. Picture looks pretty good. The armors.
The picture does, but when I read the synopsis, my literal reaction to this news was meh.
Yeah, it takes place after the first 6 films, but before the current wave of films, and it's about a guy who isn't even related to any of the Django or Jango Fett or any of them, Boba Fett.
He's literally just some dude who wears the Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
Who's a gunslinger. So I guess there is very much an opportunity there for this thing to be its own thing and be good.
Yeah, and it exists out on the edge of the basic universe. So
yeah, so I guess it all really depends on how much money Disney's willing to spend on like these TV shows. And if you look at like the other Star franchise, Discovery, each episode has reportedly cost about $8 million.
That's so mad. But that's actually not that bad considering what? I think Game of Thrones was like 10.
Yeah, so look, do you see what I mean? Are they going to spend anywhere near that money?
Well, it's Disney. Who's got more money than Disney right now?
They have, but they are also very business-minded.
Yes.
So it remains to be seen whether these are like just like direct-to-video type things, or they're actually going to put some effort into it.
But I think they are though. Did you see the list of all the directors that are doing this?
Oh yeah. I mean, it certainly looks like they are going to throw everything and the kitchen sink behind it. So I guess there is the possibility that this will be their flagship show when they launch in 2019.
Yeah, Favreau's directing a few episodes. Taika Waititi's directing an episode, which is a big deal. Yeah. They've got a whole bunch of people. It's crazy.
I guess it's not easy, but I guess for them they have access to all of these talents working on like those other franchises that they do at Disney. Think, while you're here, do you want to do an episode of this?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. But then also remember, I don't know if you've ever listened to any of Kevin Smith's talks where he talks about going in and directing like The Flash and Supergirl and all that.
Yeah.
He always says, he goes like, literally the director is there on the TV show just to shout action and cut.
Yeah.
He goes, because they're not expecting you to have a unique look. They do everything a particular way. The production designers and assistants, they basically do all the shots. They do everything.
Yeah. I think that's a CW show. So it'd be interesting to see whether this is run the same way. I can imagine Favreau being a bit more collaborative though with these guys coming in.
Well, I guess if they don't have the pressure of a network TV, and I think that's where a lot of this comes from, where you've literally got like 5 days to film an episode and then you need to move on to the next one, and any delay is like $100,000 a day or something.
Yeah, you just turn up, say shoot.
Yeah.
So Amazon goes big and signs Neil Gaiman to a TV deal and commissions TV series based on Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. I've been reading up on this whole Wheel of Time thing. I keep hearing about this every couple of years about these books are supposed to be amazing. I think I tried to read one a few years back and it just didn't.
I've never read them. That's why I was thinking maybe we should put this as a mini news item, but they spent a lot of money on buying the rights to this, and it kind of sounds like they're going big now on like these sci-fi and fantasy sort of TV shows, rather than the ones that they've traditionally been doing so far. And the fact that they just signed Neil Gaiman as well to an exclusive deal.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. But he's got a lot of weird shit, so I'd be curious to see what he can come up with.
He has. Did he do Good Omens? Because I just saw a trailer for that today.
Good Omens.
Good Omens. I think he wrote that book as well. It's about like two angels that have been like friends for like thousands of years. Oh,
sounds like something one of his. Because he wrote. Didn't he write American Gods as well?
He did indeed, yes.
Yeah, and he did Sandman, which I keep hearing is going to get made into a film or TV series, but I never.
Well, I guess now he's got his exclusive deal.
Yeah, could happen. Could definitely happen. But yeah, Wheel of Time. Whenever I hear about Wheel of Time, it's like you've read or watched Lord of the Rings and you want to continue that sort of fantasy world, Wheel of Time is always given as an option, or you've read Game of Thrones and you want to go stay in that sort of world, so Wheel of Time. But it's not as adult as Game of Thrones, but it's meant to be more expansive than Lord of the Rings. But I don't know, it wasn't that interesting to me. But
yeah, it'll be. I know it's got like quite the cult following.
It's been around forever as well, long time.
Yeah, and I also think the author died like before he wrote the final book.
What the hell? It takes so bloody long.
Well, you know what these things are like.
Oh, you know that's gonna happen to fucking this dude doing his Game of Thrones. He's not gonna finish this shit, I swear.
Oh, yeah, but I guess at least we get to see it on TV, whether he finishes it or not.
Yeah, well, they know the ending apparently, so I guess that's all they need. Netflix working on a Chronicles of Narnia TV series and film.
Yep, so it seems to be fantasy all around at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know if I've actually got any interest in any further adaptations of the Chronicles of Narnia.
Well, there's only really, besides the old TV show that we had on BBC, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which I got to admit I hated as a kid. I don't know why, I just hated it.
Did you? I remember we used to watch it at school.
Yeah, I just did not like it, man. I don't know, I just didn't like the vibe of it. But then the films weren't actually that terrible. They weren't that consistent, but they weren't that bad.
I remember watching the TV show as a kid. I don't think I ever saw the Disney movies because I just couldn't be asked, and I just had no interest whatsoever.
Yeah, I think they made 3 of them.
They did.
Yeah. And they weren't that bad. But now Netflix doing it, I guess from scratch, so they can be that consistency of doing the whole thing. And there's a lot of books.
So I wonder whether they keep it like aimed at children or whether they spice it up a little bit.
Oh, I think the estate won't let them go crazy with it. I think.
Oh yeah, that's a very, very good point actually.
Yeah, I think they have to stay true because I think the whole point of these things were kind of like with the Lord of the Rings things. It was the guy who wrote it for his kids and his grandchildren or whatever. So yeah, I think they have to stay consistent to that. And don't Netflix kind of need that audience because they've got all the mature, Ozark type stuff for us grown-ups. But I don't think they really...
Well, yeah, they probably do. They probably, I guess they probably do need to wrap that up now with Disney about a year away from launching.
Yeah, they haven't really got that many big profile family shows that are really successful. Because I see a lot of their kiddie stuff.
The family should just get around and watch like Ozark together.
I know, like I did. Like when I was a kid, I could watch pretty much anything most of the time.
Watch Ozark with the family, watch Narcos,
yes.
Dark, improve the reading skills.
Yes.
And it's all family friendly.
That never damaged me at all. It did get awkward whenever sex scenes did pop up though, man. I had to bury my head into the kid.
Talking about the family stuff, or the kid stuff rather, they just released, I think yesterday, because obviously of Comic-Con going on, the She-Ra trailer.
Yeah, I've stayed away from all trailers. I don't know why, but even the Aquaman one, the big 5-minute one, I haven't checked out.
Oh yeah, I saw the runtime of that, like 5.5 minutes, and I was just like, I just can't be arsed.
For me, it's just too much info. I don't want to. I want to try going a bit now because I haven't been doing reactions that much. It's nice to be able to be surprised when I watch a movie now. Out of all the trailers that have come out, why did you want to watch She-Ra?
Well, no, because we were just talking about... No, I've watched some of the other ones.
Oh, okay.
Because we were just talking about, obviously, like the child stuff that Netflix have. Animation looks a bit weird.
It's skewered younger than I expected.
But the actual trailer itself had like quite a few funny lines in it, which I actually thought, you know what, I might actually check out episode 1 or 2.
Okay.
They do seem to be going down the not taking itself so seriously type thing, but also taking the piss out of itself. So that actually kind of appealed.
So it's funnier than we expected.
Sorry?
So it's more funny, more humour than the original.
Oh, absolutely. I don't remember much of the original She-Ra, but if it's anything like He-Man, He-Man used to
Don't lie, you watched plenty of She-Ra. I bet you've got box sets in that cupboard somewhere, man.
Well, it's all on Netflix now.
Yeah, you have that shit. That 4K reader. freaking love She-Ra. The music, the theme tune was wicked.
Oh, the theme tune is badass.
Yes. So, okay. Sticking with Netflix. Netflix is developing. I want to know how the hell this is going to work out. Netflix is developing a choose your own adventure, which is going to affect, I think, one of the upcoming seasons of Black Mirror and other shows. So this could be.
This has been done by a company I think called Telltale.
Are you sure? Because I heard Telltale have gone out of business now.
Yeah, Telltale have literally just gone out of business, but apparently a small number of staff are staying around to do this for Netflix.
Oh, interesting.
So that's what.
So are they still under Telltale? Because didn't they release something this week to say that even the small skeleton crew are being
so that's the last piece of news that I heard about this. Like they were staying on to do these make your own decision type of adventures.
Okay.
But the rest of the company is gone kaput. Unfortunately, everyone has literally. Apparently, not only have they lost their job, but they aren't even getting their sort of severance pay.
Yeah, how this all started.
How did it start?
Apparently, they're getting wrongful termination lawsuits have come up, and I guess this is how they're dealing with it by just shutting the company down. So,
I mean, they were all the whole company was just based around buying all these expensive licensing and doing these sort of like episodic type games, because they were doing
Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Batman.
I think they did Back to the Future years ago.
Batman.
I mean, they never really diversified from that type of game.
But they always seem to be pretty popular, so that's crazy. But yeah, the rewatch factor in this, if they do it well, where you watch something and you choose where the direction goes. And I guess it works for something like Netflix because it's all digital, so it's not that bad to just pick left or right or yes or no and all of that stuff on your remote.
So, as a kid, do you remember reading those choose your own adventure type books?
Yes, I did. What are they called? Fantastic Five or something? This group of kids. The books that I had, they were like this group of these kids. I think they're called Fantastic Five or something like that.
Oh no, there were loads of different types of series.
Oh, but the Fantastic Five were like if it's Fantastic Five, that was like.
Is that like a riff on the Fantastic Four?
No, it was like a bunch of kids just go off and without parents just doing all sorts of dumb shit. Actually, I've got to look this up now. But yeah, keep talking.
I remember reading like detective novels and stuff that had this feature.
Okay, go on.
So this, I guess, is like the next logical extension of that. So if you could do it in a book form, the video form should be fairly easy, because obviously at the end of each chapter or bit, you get like a, what would you like to do now option.
Yeah, I remember those. So you reckon this will work out though?
I reckon it could work, but I reckon it'd be severely limited.
In what? What do you mean? Because are
you going to sit there and like go through an episode over and over again to try the different types of options? Or are you going to be like, yeah, I've done that once now, and I just want to go and watch something where I don't have to think about it?
I guess it depends on how well they do it, but it could get at least 1 or 2 extra viewings of something. Because it could be, especially if it's a good story. Like if you're watching something like Dark, and you got to choose who you follow and where they go, wouldn't you be curious at the end of it if it was really enjoyable to see where it could have gone if you went somewhere else or chose somewhere else?
I don't know. We'd probably have to watch one of these ones to think and try it. I don't ever remember rushing out to buy those books to try more adventures, because they weren't as satisfying as actually reading a proper, well-crafted story.
Capcom announced a Mega Man live-action movie.
There's not much to say about this. They've literally just, I think, late this week announced a live-action movie of Mega Man, because they just had a new game come out. The franchise has been dormant for a little while, and I don't know whether it's because they've seen the fact that there's a Sonic the Hedgehog live-action movie in the works, and they want to try their hand at it.
Mega Man, unless they really redesign it and really turn it into some other shit, I can't really see how that's gonna work, man.
Well, I guess this is like in the eyes of whoever is financing this, thinking, well, actually, it's a robot-looking dude who runs around shooting things, that we could sell loads of toys off the back of this.
Probably. You think they're going to keep it like this sort of cartoony design, or it'll be like more beefed up and it'll be more action, something like The Rock with a robotic arm?
I was going to say, it's weird. Obviously, it's live action, but some of it is going to have to be quite CGI'd.
Yeah, that's the point.
I mean, but we obviously know how well the other big franchise from Capcom has gone down in the live action state.
The Famous Five, that's what they were called. Sorry, well, I had to find it.
Eden Blyton.
I believe... I have no idea. But yeah, that would have books, fan. Famous Five.
Yeah, they may have had books like that, but there were loads of other series that done that same sort of thing. Because the Famous Five is a big Eden Blyton thing. They also have like just normal novels as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I do that. That drives me mad. I have to find that shit. Okay. So, Mega Man, I can't see
they've done, what's it? So they've done Street Fighter, they've done Resident Evil, and none of those have really been very good movies.
Yeah, because they've just kind of signed off the rights. They never really stuck around. They should have co-produced and been part of the creative process for those films rather than just let other people fuck around.
I think they were around for the Street Fighter stuff. We've all read those like really lengthy interviews with the director who's gone into great detail. And yeah, unfortunately, just because you can make good games doesn't mean you have good input into making a movie. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So you already spoke about the Discovery trailer, didn't you?
Well, I haven't really gone into great detail about it, but that sort of like just hit last night. I think like 1 o'clock in the morning, I suddenly get an alert on my phone, and I was like, I've got to watch this before I go to bed. Obviously, the very first problem is the fuckers region lock these trailers. Because it's a CBS thing, and you've got to wait for Netflix to bring up theirs, but obviously mirrors went up very, very quickly.
I'm sure you've got VPN on your computer, though.
I have no VPN for this sort of stuff.
Yeah, alright.
But, yeah, so trailer looks actually really good.
The last one was pretty good, though, for the last Comic-Con show.
The last one was very good. This one, again, they've changed the tone. In the last one, they gave it a tone of things being quite comical and quite light-hearted. This trailer doesn't depict any of that.
Ooh.
It actually reverts back to like a season 1 type thing, but two things in this trailer got me really excited. They showed one of the old D7 Klingon warbirds. So not the redesigned thing from season 1, and they showed Klingons that have hair.
Yeah.
So they look a little bit more like normal Klingons.
A lot of people been talking about bearded Spock.
Yeah, bearded Spock just looks like he's just woken up and like, what the fuck is going on? The thing is, he doesn't look like Spock. You know, like how Zachary Quinto, you look at him and it's like, that's Spock.
Yeah.
This guy just looks like he's got a beard.
That beard's gonna throw you off, isn't it?
I mean, I don't mind them trying these new different things, but it's getting quite close to knuckle now. We're actually playing in like in the original timeline.
Yeah. Okay. When's the date on this?
So this is dropping, first episode, coming weekly, January 17th.
Okay, still a little while.
That was the other thing I forgot. You know they started the Star Trek shorts this week.
Okay.
So I watched the first episode. First episode is like a short of Tilly, who basically starts talking to the stowaway. It's not a bad episode. It's still very well made. It's still got the same high production values, but they literally are just like 15-minute cock teasers.
Yeah, I might give them a go, but I don't know how much important it will be to or enhancing for the show.
So one of the things, so in this particular episode, this girl who's a stowaway, this absolute genius, and she comes up with a way of recrystallizing dilithium.
Oh.
Which we know in the current timeline doesn't happen until Star Trek 4.
Oh.
So it's kind of like, so is this something that they're going to say and then just completely forget? Are they retconning stuff? Who knows what's going on here?
Yeah, they're going to just forget about this. Cause like, how many people are going to watch these? Not many.
So this is only at the moment, they were only showing it in the US and Canada.
Yeah. Nah. Mini news. Margot Robbie. Do you remember a little while ago we were talking about Amy Schumer is going to be in a Barbie movie?
Yep.
Well, it looks like Margot Robbie is going to take that role and it may be directed by Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman.
So when I saw this, my very first thought was, considering the other role that Margot Robbie is playing, would you want her to be associated with your Barbie brand?
Why? Because she's Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Harley Quinn's still it's not like it's an 18 rated, sex movie or anything. It's
Well, no, but she is playing a very sort of crazy, highly sexualized type of character.
Nah, she ain't sexualized. Well, a little bit in Suicide Squad, but nah, she's an actress. She can transform. Nah, that'll be fine.
Yep.
Nah, that'll be fine. And who represents Barbie better than Margot Robbie compared to Amy Schumer? Come on.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not like a young girl who's a big fan of Barbie, so to me it's kind of like, well, what can they do? What's a Barbie movie going to be about?
Yeah, I remember there was a synopsis, but I forgot. I think it was about, if I remember from the Amy Schumer one, it was supposed to be that Barbie lives in this world where everybody's perfect, and she doesn't fit into that archetype of what all the other Barbie characters are, and she leaves and comes to, I think, our reality or something like that. It was a comedy though, so it was a weird little tongue-in-cheek look at it.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a comedy that'll probably appeal to young girls.
Yeah, maybe. First promo spot for the Conners.
Oh.
That's come online. Oh, so I take it you haven't seen it yet?
No, I literally just watched it before we started.
It seemed a lot more corny for some reason, watching it. I don't know whether it's just because of the way it's acted, the way it's cut, or because of the voiceover is very like stereotypical sitcom-y. What are the Connor's gonna do now with things change? Now on ABC, it seemed a bit.
It looked exactly the same to me. It looked exactly the same as Roseanne, just without Roseanne.
Yeah, the jokes though, they seemed a bit too stereotypically sitcom-y, because the Roseanne ones, they gave some edge to it because of Roseanne. I guess you wanted to inject some of that political humour. It was more relevant.
Yeah, but that literally, the promo was like, 20 seconds long? True. So there's only like so much you can get in there, and even in the promos for Roseanne, she never really got political. Yeah.
But you reckon they're just going to try and be a lot more safe this time around? Not want to upset people?
No, well, they didn't really upset people before.
Oh, there was a lot of discussion though, come on. A lot of discussion with that last series.
There was a lot to discuss, but she never really sort of like, I mean, she obviously hyped up a lot of the stuff that was going on, but it was never really done in a way to like rub it in people's faces. It was all open, it was a discussion. Even the fact that they showed how like Jackie and Roseanne fell out and how they reconciliated.
That's true. But no reference to Roseanne at all in these things, so no one was mourning, no one was crying. It just seemed business as usual, to be honest.
Still, 20-second promo. Do you want to show a promo where people are crying and depressed?
Fine. Give me something. Director Christopher McQuarrie is discussing, or has been in discussion to do Mission Impossible spin-off films, namely about the female British agent.
So, when you told me earlier that you'd been watching the Mission Impossible movies, my first thought really was, I'm really surprised, considering how successful each one of these films are. They haven't done spin-offs yet.
Yeah, well, they were going to. I remember there was a point where Renner was going to take over, Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
That's when they introduced his character, but that didn't happen. I think it was around the time he took over the Bourne series, and that didn't work out. And I guess Tom kind of got a second wind with all of these Mission Impossible films. They started getting popular again, so that didn't end up happening. But there wasn't really anyone to do a spin-off about until now. But now we've got Alsa. I can't fucking pronounce her name. But yeah, the British agent. So I definitely see that as being because she's a cool character, man.
It's completely logical. They've got a franchise here. They're building a whole world with this sort of like team and these characters. I'm really surprised that it's taken them this long.
Yeah, like I said, who would they have done it with or about?
So is this a chick from the new film or something?
No, she was in Ghost Protocol. You forget, the British agent.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that film. I think I've seen it like the once.
Dear God, Mo, man, do yourself a favour. Go back, watch him. Enjoy it. I envy you. She's awesome. Vin Diesel. Shit, what's that on there twice? Vin Diesel teases a female-driven Fast and Furious film that he pitched to Universal that they've picked up now.
Of course they have. Like every studio's got like their female vehicle. Why wouldn't they do one?
Yes. Apparently women are an endangered species, so we must protect them.
So, imagine how they probably pitched this. To say like we have like fast cars, beautiful women in like sort of like, you know, tight outfits, and the studio execs were probably like, how much would it cost to make one of these?
Yeah. In fact, he was on one of his, I think, Facebook videos, and he said he pitched 2 films. One of them was a female-driven Fast and Furious one, and there was another Fast and Furious spin-off, but he didn't give any details on that one. So it's obviously not the Hobbs and What's It one, because that's already filming now, and him and The Rock ain't really buddies. So what other...
Not a Chronicles of Riddick Fast and Furious movie.
Oof. Fast and Furious in space, like, oof. Yeah, what other characters are there that anyone would give a shit about? I don't know. But yeah, the female-driven one, I can see that working. Like I said, girls, cars, what's not to love?
Explosions, job done. In fact, you know what they should do? They should get Michael Bay in to direct that. That's his speciality.
Oh God, no, Mo, come on. Just give this a chance. Try and make it decent. So yeah, I'm down for that. Well, Venom's out, so I guess by now we've already gone into the review of that, so there's no point chatting about the Venom. It's actually supposed to have done pretty good though, despite the reviews.
Has it done well? What sort of numbers has it done?
Top of my head, I cannot remember, but I remember it saying it exceeded expectations. So it's not like massive, but it's not like, you know, bad. It's actually respectable.
The pre-reviews for it were just pre-release reviews rather, or comments were just absolutely savage.
Yeah, like likening it to Catwoman and Fantastic Four and all those sort of films. They can't be that bad. The freaking Uz liked it.
And Salim, I think, obviously what he's been saying, I haven't heard his review yet, but he seemed to, there were bits he liked and bits he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. A lot of people feel like they like the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom, and it's just a story that's dumb. But I guess, you know, we'll get to the review and you guys can hear what we think. So, Chris Evans writes production on Avengers 4 and then writes a message which kind of indicates that he's done with playing Captain America. It's the end.
Oh, well, I guess this actually had to come sooner or later, and he won't be the only one, I guess.
No. Yes, I'm actually surprised that he looks like he's bowing out before Robert Downey, unless Robert Downey's just playing cards closer to the chest and not wanting to give away that he might die.
Unless this is a contract negotiation tactic?
I guess, because he did want to leave a while ago. Because he wants to direct, innit? He's directing more films now, so...
To be fair, I mean, he's done so many of these now. 3 Captain America movies, 3 Avengers movies, 4 Avengers movies, really. That's a lot of movies to be playing the same character.
Yeah, nearly a decade of his life.
And he probably has to, really bulk up for these, and he probably has to do an insane diet and insane exercise regime. Yeah.
I was reading, when I was listening to the big interview on Macquarie about Mission Impossible, he was saying that Cavill was so happy in Fallout that he didn't have to take his shirt off during that film.
Yeah, and that's the thing with a lot of these films. You know, people don't really think about that. They always think about, why wouldn't they want to do more? And you can't even probably imagine for how many months of a year or the shooting period you've just got to stay in that physical physique. Yeah,
because the months leading up to it, you have to train like a machine, and then even while you're filming it, you have to keep on training to maintain it.
And literally, you can't eat the things you want. You can't. You're probably up at the crack of dawn in the gym, running, lifting weights.
I can't imagine that. Dude, I ate half a tub of ice cream yesterday.
You wouldn't be able to do that.
Exactly, and I was so happy, but then I felt so shitty.
You ate half a tub of ice cream?
Dude, I had to force myself to stop. It was so good.
Oh, man. You know what? I made a cake last weekend, and I took it around to a friend, and I've still got half left. And all week, I made 1 slice. What
is wrong with you? How are you... Where's this self-control coming from?
Once I've had my dinner, I'm very disciplined. I'm well, I've had dinner. I really shouldn't eat any more.
That's not the Mo I know. The Mo I know is that was good. Where's dessert?
Well, there you see. So I only really do dessert when you guys come over.
Jeez, damn it, man. Yeah, I was. This is after eating Chinese, so pigged out. I'm not healthy. So yeah, no more. Because he basically in his message, Chris Evans, all like, thank you for the last whatever years, and thanks to the fans, I've loved it, and the team and all that stuff. So it definitely sounds like a goodbye message. So
this next movie could be incredibly interesting, not just from a Who Survives point of view, but like I guess how they write some of the characters out and how they write in the replacements.
yeah, presuming this is legit, would you not, if you're Marvel, tell him to keep his mouth shut and not give away that he could die? Like, this wasn't. Why would you want to telegraph it like this?
Well, that's why I'm saying it. Is this like a contract negotiation thing? Are they like? Is he wanting to do more movies? Disney want him to do, but they can't meet the numbers, so he's like, fuck it, you know what? Let's just show Disney what the reaction from the fans is.
Possibly. So, that's it, I guess. Anything else, Mom?
So a couple of things. Have you seen the trailer for Sabrina?
Told you, didn't watch no trailers.
Oh my god, I tell you what. If you had no interest in watching that show before, after I watched that trailer, I can't wait.
Really, that good?
It looked really good. This don't look like no CW show.
Well, it's not, is it?
Well, it's not, but it's like basically it's been partnered up with that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the team, same world.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a really interesting one that Netflix dropped this week called 1983. This is their first Polish drama.
Oh, okay.
And again, it looks incredibly high quality production values, and it's basically set in 1983, and it's I think like an alternate history type thing. So an event happens that basically changes the course of communism.
Oh, so it's all real world story based on true events.
It's a real world story, but I think it does take on like not a fantasy element, but it's like I imagine like Man in the High Castle. It will take on like an alternative history.
Oh, good mentioning actually. That's back, new season, so I have to watch that. That'll be for next week.
Yeah, I really need to. I think I just need to binge season 2 and 3. In fact, I might finish Iron Fist and then just start that.
Oh shit! You haven't finished season 2 yet, dude?
No, so but I can just do like one long binge now.
So, Mo, if they want to get in contact with us, how can they do so?
So, folks, if you want to email us, we are at tatmpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to tweet us, we are at TalkingMovies3.
Okay. And don't forget, check out all the other podcasts, Wrestling Ruckus, and DC vs. Marvel on our Voltron network. And yeah, another week. Oh, and don't forget, Talking Buffy Season 2. I didn't post it last week, so I want to save it. So I think we could, wait a while. Because it's Season 2, it gives a new little break before we start again. So Season 2 will be up this week. First 2 episodes, back every week. So Talking Buffy on the same feed. So Mo.
Cool.
From me, EDERIECE.
And from me, Mo.
See you next week.
See you, folks.